Give me two number threes.
You know, instead of two number threes, I'm just going to give you a number 6. Is that all right?
The remote, a staple of late-night television. Well, no, not that kind of remote.
There is no off position on the Genius switch.
Of course, a remote is a segment of the show filmed outside the usual studio. The host, or even a different member of the show, will then engage with people and the environment, usually doing something pretty absurd.
Well, I'll give you $50 if you can piss your dad off in 30 seconds.
The origins of the remote can be traced back to the 50s, when Steve Allen hosted the first ever iteration of The Tonight Show.
Well, take a look at this. Oh, you think it'll catch on, Slim?
But even then, the concept of remotes as we know it today had yet been developed. Even Johnny Carson was not often seen outside the studio. Fast forward a bit, and David Letterman would be setting the bar of what a late night show could be.
Okay, you guys wait right there. Goodbye. Hi.
Including memorable remote pieces.
Yeah, do you have a fork? No, I haven't paid yet.
To this day, David Letterman's influence is undeniable.
James, can I get some thank you note writing music, please?
Paul, some dialing music, if you will.
Conan O'Brien is yet another host whose career has been deeply inspired by the likes of Letterman.
If you have ever liked any silly or stupid thing that I've done on television, you must know that it probably never would have happened if it weren't for Dave. It would not have happened.
Conan?
But in recent years, late night television has been getting a bad rap. Well, okay, that's not to say that much of it isn't deserved. And making matters worse, I'm afraid that producing quality remote segments on a regular basis has not been a priority for modern late night hosts. But a great host and remote segment can save an otherwise very formulaic show.
What's your name?
My name's Conan O'Brien.
And...
In comes Conan O'Brien, a highly accomplished writer who at one time didn't even want to be a performer.
And I don't want to blow my own horn, but ladies and gentlemen, I have a special talent that people don't get to see very much on television.
That notwithstanding, he became the king of remote pieces.
These are so strong, I can see people's skeletal structures. I can see through their skin.
Conan's record of memorable remotes outnumbered the complete count of remote segments done by other hosts. And with all due respect, it's hard to imagine any other late-night host doing remotes as well as he does. It's precisely why Conan Without Borders, a remote-inspired spin-off of his main show, was such a logical step for the comedian. But what exactly do we get when we watch a Conan remote? Well, the easy answers are his quick-wittedness and keen sense of comedic timing.
We can't really get the real Sudafed anymore because of the crystal meth problem.
So I can't make crystal meth out of this?
No.
That's okay then.
Or his ability to so easily connect with people, all over the world even, transforming these otherwise strangers into personalities we now care about.
I can't wear brown every day.
Frank! We got too many deliveries left.
Perfect.
Jump in the pool, Frank!
Or when he's being instructed by a tour guide and strips himself of any self-importance or authority. But when he's with staff, might play a more hostile boss.
What's the big deal? Just say it. Just say it. But what about you look like a rotten melon.
You look like a rotten melon.
You're fired.
Basically exaggerating whatever role he has in conjunction with the people he's interacting with. Or maybe it's how adamant he is on doing everything wrong.
Now, what did I do wrong?
First thing you didn't do is follow instructions.
Was anything wrong with your reaction?
Conan's remote segments do so well that he's even celebritized much of his off-air staff. But he wasn't the first to do so, as Letterman's stage manager, Biff, also found stardom through countless remotes. Now, Jordan Schlansky, a producer of Conan's show, inexplicitly plays a character, but the exchanges we see between him and O'Brien are more improvised than not.
This wine, this olive oil are the product of a number of factors. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Stab me in the head.
I would rather watch this table spin than listen to anything you have to say.
There's more life in his eyes than there are in yours. Sing.
It's yet another form of exaggerating for comedic effect, relying on Conan's unwavering disdain for Jordan, as well as Jordan's highly unusual quirks. And yes, all of these basic elements contribute in making Conan's remote segments so entertaining. But it must be more than that, because Conan seems to always get the most out of whatever situation he's in. Put simply, in any given remote segment, we're getting a Conan O'Brien who is completely unrestrained. Compared to a host even as great as David Letterman, you'll find that while Letterman performs some outrageous remotes, Conan has more consistently made us believe that anything could happen, showing no signs of self-preservation or ego.
You know what I call this display, Scott? I call this how girls treated me in elementary school. All backs turned.
And he never comes off as trying to protect an image.
I'm still on the air. Why are you all laughing at me?
And through watching his remote segments, it's almost as if we know him, because he never hides his true personality. So much so that he even met his wife during the filming of a remote segment.
It was being shot for television, so somewhere there's footage of me literally falling for my wife on camera.
Thomas Jefferson.
Now, I'm also going to point out that Conan O'Brien graduated Harvard with a degree in history and literature in 1985. And I bring this up because Conan seems to reference history a lot.
You just keep going around talking about how much you love John Wilkes Booth, and that's going to work out real good for you.
You hit like a bunch of old men that fought in the Spanish-American War, which hasn't even been fought yet.
Because a rule commonly told to comedians is write what you know. And although he is improvising, he's still putting the same idea into practice. He's incorporating his own experiences into his performance. Any historical reference by Conan is him disclosing his true inner thoughts, developing a recognizable persona to his audience. Other comedians reference history, but when Conan does it, it feels natural, as if it's a window into his mind and the way it works, because it is. There is no difference between Conan O'Brien, the entertainer, and Conan O'Brien, the Harvard graduate, who wrote a thesis titled
Literary Progeria in the Works of Flannery O'Connor and William Faulkner.
Thank you so much for watching and supporting comedy. Consider subscribing for more analyses and videos like this one. I put many hours into this video alone, so if this is something you want to see more of, I launched a Patreon for those who truly believe in the channel and want to participate. Right now, you can see bonus material from this video that didn't quite make it into the final version, along with early access, updates, and other nuggets of insightful details. So if that's something that interests you, consider checking it out. Thank you again.